Welcome to this gentle adult yoga class. Let's find a comfortable seat on our mats. Wriggle the buttocks, flush away. Roll the shoulders. Sit up nice and tall. And let the chin get heavy. Feel the shoulders relax down and back, and the chin and the head come forward. Take a few breaths here, feeling the stretch. And then roll the ear to one side. Roll the chin to the chest. And roll the ear the other way. Roll the chin down. Roll the ear to the shoulder and push the arm away from you with the heel of the hand reaching and the fingers up. Turn the fingertips down and push through the back of the hand. Stretching the ear in the opposite direction. And bring the head back up. Take a breath and let the ear reach to the shoulder. Press the heel of the hand away. And point the fingers down, press out through the back of the hand. And bring the head back up, the hand to your knee. Sitting up tall, let's rotate the head, look around, eyes behind you, stretching the eyes as well. Blink your eyes to come back, relaxing them. Stretch around the other way. Look behind you. Giving your eyes a stretch as well as your neck. And coming back to center. Let's roll the shoulders. And roll in the opposite direction. Let's reach the hands out. We'll claw the air, pulling the hands back and pulling the fingers in, working the arms, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. And now let's flick water away. And we'll circle the wrists. And circle back the other way. And rest for a moment. Feel the energy from your head to your fingertips. Let's cross elbows and we'll make some circles. Opening up the shoulders, the elbows, a little bit of the upper back and chest. Deep breath into the movement. Let's stop and circle the other way. And then bringing the elbows shoulder height, we'll begin to press one elbow and rotate with it. Into a spinal twist. Come back to center and press the elbow the other way. Come back to center, maybe put the opposite arm on top. Come back to center, maybe put the opposite leg on top. And rotate. And back to center and down. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's do a little cat and dog here. Rocking back on your sitting bones and then rocking forward, shoulders down, heart lifts. We're drawing the belly in and rounding the whole back so the shoulders are over the hip creases, the head comes forward, rocking forward on the sitting bone, lifting the chest and pressing the shoulders back, big stretch up. Rounding back on an exhale, and you can take a few breaths in each position. And then inhaling, rocking forward and stretching up. Back to center, stretch up tall. Interlace the hands and press them away from you. Inhale them up overhead if that works for your shoulders, squeezing the elbows towards your ears. Feel a stretch in your side ribs. Deep breath up and exhale over. Let's spin the rib cage looking up towards the sky. And then spin the rib cage looking down towards the floor. Come back to your side stretch, go a little further. Inhale up, change the clasp of your hands and reach over the other way. And rotate from the rib cage looking up. And rotate looking down. Come back to a side stretch, go a little further. Inhale up, press out through the heel of the hand, turn the palms towards you. Draw a huge ball of pink healing energy into your heart. Let's come over onto our hands and knees. And we'll stretch one leg out and back and we'll press into that heel. and rock forward. If your hands get tired, you can be on your fists or on your elbows, or you can actually just sit back and stretch the other way. But I think variety is the spice of life. We're stretching through that heel, rocking forward and back. And then we're going to pick that leg up and circle the ankle. Again, if this is too much for your arms, just sit down and sit in Dandasana and do the pose that way. And circle back the other way. And then bring that leg in. Take a breath and stretch the other leg out with the toes on the floor. And we'll press back into the heel and come forward. Big stretch through the back of the leg. Toes are spread nice and wide. Breathing into the sensation. And then pick that leg up and circle it. And circle back the other way. And bring that leg in. We'll give our hands a rest. We'll come back into Thunderbolt pose. Bring your hands behind you and lift your knees up, giving the front of your ankles a stretch. And back into table. And I don't know what to call that. Wrap your legs against the floor, bringing some blood into your legs, your ankles, your feet. And let's just stretch back to give our hands a rest once again, and you can turn the palms up and give them a rest that way. And then come back up onto your hands and knees for some table warm-ups, moving between cat and dog here. Feel how this is different from when we're doing it in Sukhasana. How do we feel like you have a little more openness and flexibility and opportunity to move your spine in this variation? That's why it's so popular. Come back to a flat back, and we'll make some circles, circling around, getting as big as you like, opening up the ribs, the hips, the joints. And let's go the other way. And come back to stillness. Let's pick up one leg, foot flex, and bring it down. Again, you can be on your fists or your elbows, lifting up that leg and bringing it down. Draw the belly in for support. I'm going to lift the knee and make circles. And circle back. Bring that leg down. Give your arms a rest. Stretch back into child. Turn the palms up. Come back into table. And we'll lift the other knee and bring it down. And lift that knee and draw circles with it. And circle the other way. And bring that leg down and stretch back. Back up into table. And we'll come into Sunbird. Let's send the right leg out and back. Lift that leg up. Opposite arm alongside your ear. Draw the shoulder and the hip into the body. Reach out energetically through your fingers and your heels or your toes, whatever you're doing it. And come down, cross that foot over and slide back in the direction it's pointing, coming into an easy pigeon, rocking back and forth over that hip. Let's inhale back, table. Send the opposite leg out and lift it up. Draw the belly in. If it works for you, bring the opposite arm alongside your ear. Plug the shoulder into the shoulder socket, the hip into the hip socket. Bring the hand down, bring the foot down and cross it over. Slide back in the direction your foot is pointing and rock back and forth in an easy pigeon pose. Inhale back into table and back into child. Again, you can turn the palms up Relaxing your arms. And then walk your hands back towards your knees, turn your toes over, and we'll come into a forward fold. And have your knees deeply bent and rest your chest on your thighs, let your head hang. And walk yourself around to one side. Walk back to center and walk around to the other side. Walk back to center, bring your hands to your thighs and roll yourself up. Coming into Tadasana. Taking a few breaths here. I'm going to open the door for a second. I want lots of nice fresh air coming into the room because we are going to do breath of joy. So breath of joy is 3 sniffs in through the nose, 1 exhale out through the mouth with a sound, ah. So it goes sniff, 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 ah. The arms are forward, out, up, and then either down or a whole forward fold if it's safe for you to do that. So here we go. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Ah, you got a little bounce in your knees. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Breathing into the belly, rib cage, all the way up to the collarbones, exhaling over. If you feel the bliss bubbling up, allow it to come. Allow yourself to laugh or smile. Do one last one. And slowly roll up and take that in. We're going to do a down dog and optional down dog split or another sunbird. So coming to the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Walk yourself back to downward facing dog. You can have bent knees, lifting your hips, and then straightening your heels. And pedal one heel back and one knee forward, and then change sides. Lift both heels, lift your tailbone, draw your belly in, and press your heels back towards the floor. I think we'll do the first variation as a sunbird just so that you get it. So let's come down onto our knees and come back into sunbird. Bring the hand to the floor, the knee to the floor. Let's step through to a lunge. Bring the other foot through, forward fold. And inhale up. Hands to heart, Anjali Mudra. Do the other side, inhale. Reach up, look up. Exhale, long spine, forward fold. Send your opposite leg back into downward facing dog. That's a different way to get there. So two choices. We walked back or just stepped back. Then you can pedal one heel down, lift the other heel up, change sides, big stretch. Lift both heels, lift your belly, lift your tailbone, press your heels back then. Bring your knees to the floor. Coming into Sunbird on the opposite side. 3 breaths here. Hand to the floor, knee to the floor, step that knee through. Come on up to a lunge and step forward, surrender over. And inhale up. Reach up, look up, hands to heart. Now you can do a second set with the knees on the floor, or we can turn this into a down dog split. You get to choose. Yogi's choice. Here we go. Inhale. Reach up. Look up. Fold. You can walk yourself down back to downward dog. Like take one foot back and then the other in one step. You can bring your knees to the floor and come to Sunbird, or bring your feet together and send your right leg straight out behind you. Big stretch. You can bring that foot down and put the knees on the floor to step forward, or just come right through to a lunge. So we'll meet here. Everybody's got it. And Uttanasana, stretch over. Inhale back up. Look up. Hands to heart. Other side, inhale. And fold. Walk yourself back, or one big step back. Downward facing dog. Knees to the floor optional. Coming into Sunbird, or sending your legs straight out behind you. Big stretch from hands to toe. You can put your foot on the floor and knees on the floor to step through, or come up high on your standing leg. Swing that foot through. Coming into a lunge. We'll meet in Uttanasana. Everybody stretch over. Inhale, come on back up. Look up. And hands to heart. We're going to do one more. Coming to the back of our mat. This time we're going to come into a balancing T-pose, aka Warrior 3. Let's inhale. Bring your hands into steeple position. Stepping forward on your right leg. Shifting your weight so that your back heels off the floor. Find your drishti. Stay here, or open up and come over into a balancing T-pose. Whoops. And come on back up and we'll do the other side. Inhale, reach up. Step forward. Lift your back heel. Find your drishti. When you feel ready, begin to come forward, lifting that back leg. Body's in a straight line from the toes to the top of the head. And shake it out. Good job. Step out to a 5-pointed star. Take a few breaths here. Bring the hands behind you, either hands on the sacrum or yoga mudra. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. And let's turn the toes to the right, lifting the chest, coming into a lunge. And then coming over the leg, either ski jump, or if you have the flexibility, the shoulders inside the leg, the head's looking back at the back leg. And press into the feet to help you come back up. Back to 5-pointed star. And bring your hands behind you. If you're doing yoga mudra, interlace your hands the other way. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. If yoga mudra doesn't work, your hands are on your sacrum. And we'll turn the toes in the opposite direction. Coming into a lunge. Reaching over the leg, either ski jump or all the way down. Shoulder inside the knee, head relax. Soft gaze at your back foot, that's your drishti. And inhale, press into your feet to help you come on back up. Back into your 5-pointed star. And toe heel back to Tadasana. To Anjali Mudra. And let's melt down onto our mats. On our backs. And take a few breaths here. Let's bring one leg in and give it a hug. And pull that knee into the nearest armpit. And back to center and pull it across the body towards the opposite armpit. It's not going to go very far, but you'll feel an intense stretch on the outside of the leg into your buttock. And back to center and down. Let's bring the other leg in and give it a hug. And bring that knee out into the nearest armpit. Come back to center and bring the knee across. Come back to center, place the foot on the floor and slide it down. Let's bring both knees in, give them both a hug. If you like a little rock from side to side. And then let's bring those legs out into a nice happy baby. You can continue to rock or not. You can make noise if you like. You're pressing your knees into your armpits, holding onto the top of your feet, your ankles, or the back of your thighs, whatever your flexibility allows. And let's press those legs out into an upward facing V. Relax your tailbone towards the floor. Draw the belly towards the spine so you're not rolling up. Spine is long on the floor. Face and neck are nice and relaxed. Hold on to the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Bring your hands through that diamond and pull your ankles in as you press your knees away. And then release your legs to the ground in a diamond shape, bringing your hands to your heart or up overhead in 2 diamonds. Release your hands to your side, bring your knees together, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Take a nice deep breath. Let's bend the elbows, palms facing, and press the elbows into the floor. Just a different variation today. Squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other as we begin to lift the hips in Setu Bandhasana. And slowly lower yourself back down. Feel your body release into the floor. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And come into your favorite inversion. Could just be legs up like that, holding onto the legs, or arms reaching to the sky, or legs up the wall or up the chair. Or shoulder stand if that's your practice. We'll stay here for a minute or so. And bring the knees back into your chest. Give yourself another hug. Place your feet on the floor. Bring your hands down at your sides and lift your hips just enough to slide your hands underneath you. Palms down and fingers spread wide. Stretch your legs out. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Take a deep breath and lift your rib cage, or come all the way up onto the top of the head for Matsyasana, fish pose. If you want a little more challenge, you can lift the legs, making it an abdominal work as well. So make sure there's no pinch in your spine. You're arcing the spine beautifully and stretching the front of your body wide. Deep breath. And lower the legs, slide down onto the back of your head, wriggle your arms out, and rest. Bring the legs in once again, give yourself another hug, another rock, and then roll to one side and come sit up. Coming into Dandasana. Bring the left heel in against the thigh, the right toes turned up, inhale tall, and exhale, walk yourself down over your leg. Feel that stretch in the back of your leg, the stretch in your back, particularly your lower back. You want to be sure that you're stretching from your lower back, not just rounding from your upper back. If this stretch is too intense, you can lift your knee. Inhale yourself up, bring that knee up and stretch it out. Sit up tall, bring the other leg in and open that knee out to the side. Turn towards your straight leg and exhale over. Scoop your belly towards your thigh. Inhale back up. Bring that knee up. Stretch the leg out. Bring the first leg in again. You can have the foot here, fist distance from your knee, or cross the foot over, or bring the heel against your buttock and come back to both sitting bones. Bring your hands behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades and stretch up tall. And then we're going to take the opposite hand and grab that knee and pull it across as far as we can, maybe even hugging with our elbow. Then turn to the hand that's on the floor and rotate around, pulling the knee in one direction and the shoulders in the other. Pick up that back hand, bring it around, following it with your eyes. Uncross your legs, stretch them out, and surrender over. Inhale up, bring your opposite knee with you. Stay here, fist distance apart, or cross it over. Or bring your heel to your buttock and sit back on both sitting bones. Bring your hands to the floor behind you, squeezing the elbows towards each other. Press into your fingertips and stretch up tall. Take your opposite hand from the leg that's in front and pull the knee across your body with your hand or your elbow. Sit up nice and tall and turn towards the hand that's on the floor, walking yourself around as far as you can. Soft gaze out into the distance. Pick that back arm up, swing it around, following your hand with your eyes. Uncross your legs, stretch them out, Dandasana. Exhale over Paschimottanasana. Inhale up. If there's anything else your body needs, please move and stretch in that way. If not, come on down for Savasana. Revving in the props, that'll make that work for you. Allow your body to surrender into the floor. Let your awareness travel through your body, noticing any sensation, allowing awareness and breath to integrate all the good things your body and mind learned today. You can stay here as long as you like. And when you're ready, begin to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And bring your feet flat on the floor. Roll to one side. And come to a seated position. Namaste.